Hey guys, and welcome back to another video. And today, I want to take a look at the roadmap roundup. Now I know I'm a little bit late to this, but there's some things in here that I want to go over because I think they're pretty interesting. So, without further ado, let's get right into this video. And first off, we have some changes for 4.3.1, armor and ballistics damage updates, reviewing all ships' ballistic weapons to improve their overall effectiveness. Let me know what you guys think about these changes. I haven't really tested too much about ballistics in the game right now. Then we have missile damage radius update, adjusting the missile explosion radii to all missiles from size 1 to size 7 to support their overall effectiveness. Again, let me know what you guys think about that in the comments down below. But what I really want to talk about in this video is 4.3.2. And the first thing is a new event. New event in 4.3.2 related to the Fight for Pyro storyline. Now what's kind of interesting about this is that 4.3.2 is speculated to be the patch that's going to drop with CitizenCon. So CitizenCon this year takes place on a Saturday. So the way that CIG has kind of been doing patches is that they are trying to release them in the middle of the week, so that the dev team is still in the office in case the patch release is broken. So like a Wednesday or a Thursday. So if the CitizenCon is on Saturday the 11th, the patch might go live that Thursday or the following week or the Monday, right? Kind of around that time to coincide with CitizenCon. And the way that CIG are doing these patches is that they go live with ships, right? So a lot of people are assuming that the ship that's going to go live with this patch is going to be the Paladin, because the CitizenCon goodies pack has that flight suit that kind of looks like the Paladin skin. And I think that's pretty likely. So what you're going to have is a CitizenCon around that weekend with a patch that goes live with the Paladin and the flight suit. I think that's pretty reasonable to expect. And with this event, it would kind of make sense to have like a military ship or gunship like that go with the Fight for Pyro storyline. Right now we're in the the resource drive, the regeneration crisis storyline, and I think that's going to kind of move back over to this Fight for Pyro storyline, and we could potentially be going back to Pyro. So in the previous Fight for Pyro storyline, we were in Stanton fighting the Idris and stuff like that. So I think we might actually be in Pyro this time, maybe taking the fight to the ground, taking the fight to the actual gangs in Pyro. That would be very interesting. Then we have some Klaus and Warner laser repeater art refactors, updating several Klaus and Warner laser repeaters, art style and geometry sizes 1, 2, and 3. Now we've seen some art refactors of other weapons, and I think CIG is just doing this to bring certain things in line with what they want to. Then we have new Wicklow ship offerings, adding multiple new ships and vehicles. They're adding the A2, the Ares, Inferno, and Ion, as well as the Prowler utility. Then we have some new armor. They're adding heavy battle tech armor, adding a new armor, heavy battle tech armor, and we actually have an image of what this looks like, so we can take a look at that now. So this is new armor. I think it looks pretty good. It looks like some kind of a forest green and charcoal gray with some light gray accents, and these yellow cords that go around it. And it's coming with a backpack here. It looks like a heavier backpack, so this is going to be good storage as well as good protection here. So there's no visor, so there might be cameras inside, something like that type of technology. I think it looks good. It might also come in different colors, as we've seen with the ASD style armor that came out. CIG is usually offering these things in different colors, so this might be something interesting to look forward to as well, something to grind for. I think it's going to be a nice addition. Either it's like radiation prevention or to kind of mask your signature. Again, as you send out a ping when you're FPS scanning, it makes other players aware of your position. So it would kind of make sense if it has, some scan resistance as well. And more likely, we'll get more armor sets like this that are focused on FPS. Then we have new hairstyles. This card has been set to tentative. It's always good to see them add new stuff like that. Then we have mission pickup on location, enabling new missions to be discovered and added to journals when you approach and enter a designated area. So this is really critical. Where you kind of see it with the ASD locations right now. When you take a mission, you kind of have to complete that mission and fly away and come back. So this will kind of streamline the ASD missions where when you complete one, it goes and it flows right into the next one. So I think this was supposed to be delivered with 4.3.1, but it wasn't ready yet. So they had to move it to a further patch. But I think once they add this in, the ASD mission line is going to feel a lot more cohesive. And I think that's what a lot of people have been waiting for who have been doing those missions right now. Then the big one, we have an update to the progress tracker for crafting, engineering, FPS radar and scanning, inventory rework, transport refactor, and the command module. So I want to go over to the progress tracker and take a look at that now. All right, so we're here in the progress tracker and we can see the progress that they're making on certain things. So we have base building right here that has been going on for a while now. It started in Q1 of 2024, and this sprint is supposed to end November, right? And again, this is not full base building. This is not saying that base building is going to be released. It is simply this dev team has a section of work that they have to do, and that section of work will be ending on November. When the players get this in their hands, we don't know yet. Then we have charge and drain that already ended here. You have the command module, which started in August. It goes to February. So this is kind of why I'm saying I don't think that we will, I don't know if we're going to get the Ironclad this year, because CIG said that they want to release the Ironclad with the command module. And I think maybe they had intentions to release the Ironclad, but then they decided to work on the command module. I'm not really sure. But the command module, work on the command module is not going to finish until Q1. So either they release the Ironclad without the command module, or they wait until Invictus next year to release the Ironclad, which I'm kind of fine with as well. Then we have crafting. Crafting is another one that has been going on for a long time. We can see here that crafting started Q1 of 2024 and it ends here December, right? So again, that's just the work that they have to do for crafting. That's not to say that we're going to get in our hands, but that sprint will end in December for that team. Then we have engineering. We know that engineering, they wanted to get it in our hands in kind of like a test type PTU type thing, and that work is not finishing until late October, early November ish. So I think that hopefully we'll be able to see that test preview channel version of engineering by the end of the year, right? And then we have FPS radar and scanning. Then we have the inventory rework. So this started at the end of June and is supposed to end at the end of October. Again, we don't know when it's going to get in our hands, but we essentially saw on aUEC an image of what the inventory rework is going to look like, and the whole player base really likes what they're seeing. I think it's a step in the right direction for the inventory. We definitely need it before crafting comes out and before base building comes out, because your inventory is basically everything that you're going to interact with when you're doing these professions, right? Right now, we use our inventory all the time, but we're going to use it even more when crafting and base building comes out. So it needs to be performative, right? Then we have item expiry, right? This is essentially like you have player character items. When you die, you know, they have kind of like a kill switch when you you know, recall that item at the ASOP terminal, so whoever picks it up cannot use that item anymore. And life support ended again early June. We know that the transport refactor is a big thing, and that's supposed to end. Work on that is supposed to end late October next month. So I don't know when we're going to see that in our hands. Again, I cannot stress that enough, but the work for it is supposed to end in October there. A lot of this stuff seems to be ending right at the end of this year, and the only real major thing that's going through to next year is going to be, you know, the command module in February. But base building ends before the end of the year, crafting ends before the end of the year, engineering ends before the end of the year, FPS ends before the end of the year, inventory rework ends before the end of the year, and the transport refactor ends before the end of the year. So the only thing that the teams have you know, planned out for next year is that command module, right? I'm sure that they have a lot more stuff planned further out than that, but basically what they've added to the progress tracker, because again, they have to update this. Right now, most of the work is just going up until February and ending before the end of the year. So that's kind of good to see that these major features, the teams seem to be heads down on this stuff to get it done as fast as possible and in the players' hands. Now, when it comes to CitizenCon this year, it is going to be a shorter event. It's going to be a 2-hour event, and it's only going to cover things that CIG want us to do over the next year, right? So it's not going to cover Squadron 42 and a lot of the FAR or star systems. Potentially it could cover a little bit more information on Nyx and a lot of the features that are coming out with engineering, crafting, base building, inventory rework, all of the stuff that we've covered here. So one of the reasons why I think they added that stuff to the progress tracker is because that stuff is going to be things that they might talk about at CitizenCon, right? Crafting, base building, engineering, the transit refactor. They're probably going to talk about these things at CitizenCon this year, as well as ships. But let me know what you guys think about all these updates in the comments down below. And that's going to be it for me here in this video, you guys. Just a little short update video kind of covering some of the 4.3 patch stuff. Like I always say at the end of these videos, you guys like the video if you liked it, subscribe if you want to see more, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Salut.